There's no covering up the message of this masked boy. When we weigh how to respond to big issues, we often ponder the effect on children who represent the future. That's what makes this week's Then photo so potent. Standing alone, staring at the camera, and seemingly at us, is a nameless preteen, labeled only as a newsboy. Behind him is the box office of the vaudevillian Pantages Theater on the east side of 3rd Avenue near University Street. The stark sign reflects an order on Saturday, October 5th, 1918, by Seattle Mayor Ole Hansen to close theaters, churches, and schools and cancel public gatherings to slow the flu pandemic. We don't know who posed the masked boy or why, and we can't find evidence that a Seattle newspaper published the photo. But the boy's example bears a plea. What will we do today for the sake of tomorrow? Curiously, public policy on masks that autumn was halting. Masks were absent from initially publicized anti-flu tips, which included using handkerchiefs for sneezes and avoiding crowds. Kissing, too, was disfavored. With a straight face, the Seattle Times reported, "This practice should be stopped except in cases where it is absolutely indispensable to happiness." But momentum was building for masks. Their first mention in the Times, other than gas masks for overseas combat, came October 10th, 1918, when the Red Cross was said to be making them by the thousands. An urgent appeal bid women to assist in their manufacture. On the lighter side, a fashion article October 18th proclaimed flu masks, especially chiffon veils, a necessity in milady's wardrobe. Finally came official action. On October 24th, the city ordered barbers to mask up. By October 26th, the order covered restaurant workers and counter clerks, and by October 27th, messengers, bank tellers, and elevator operators. On October 28th, masks became mandatory on streetcars. Non-compliance arrests began October 29th. Punishment, $5 bail. Stores capitalized on the cause. The Criterion Millinery at 2nd and Seneca advertised, "You are as safe in this store as you are on the street." Some officials grumbled, such as Thomas Murphine, utility superintendent, who said, "I know now how a mule feels when its head is shoved into a nosebag." Newspapers beseeched cooperation. "It is easy to be cynical and skeptical," the Seattle Star said in a front-page banner on October 30th, "but knocking and scoffing aren't going to keep down the toll of deaths." One day after the November 11th armistice, in tune with jubilation over the Great War's end, Seattle's mask orders and theater closures were rescinded. In today's pandemic, who knows when or why masking will cease? But the century-old plea remains. What will we do for the sake of tomorrow? In our then photo, a masked newsboy looks west outside the closed Pantages Theater box office during the influenza pandemic of nearly 102 years ago. Likely the photo was taken between October 5th and November 11th, 1918. Seattle theater historians helped us identify the Pantages by matching the marble pattern in its box office base with that in a later photo. Today, a masked Raquel "Rocky" Harmon Sellers of Seattle holds a sign for a different cause at the side of the Pantages, built in 1915 at the former home of Plymouth Congregational Church. The theater was renamed the Palomar in 1936, razed in 1965, and replaced in 1966 by the parking garage behind Harmon Sellers.